What is going on for you Aries out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. So for you Aries, you have the Judgment, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Queen of Wands. So what I'm saying here for you Aries is that there's been some, for these three cards, there's been some huge judgments thrown at you socially, right? Where people don't really know you. They don't really take the time to actually get to know you. They don't really ask any kind of questions whatsoever to getting to know you. But they have a lot of ideas as to what you are, right? What they think that you Aries actually are. And it just goes to show that it's cognitive dissonance, because the Judgment represents the judgments that they throw at you, right? These talking points, these belligerent, stupid, delusional ideology talking point that they throw at you Aries. And it's not real, because the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles is the delusions that they have about you, right? The kind of cognitive dissonance that they have about you is not actually even real in reality at all. The Ace of Pentacles is, hold on a second. Yeah, sorry. I got things that I'm doing over here, but yeah, anyway, so the point that I'm trying to make here with you, Aries, is that it turns out that that's not who you actually are at all, the stereotypes. And that a lot of you Aries have a lot more things going on spiritually than just people thinking that you're mean and, y'all are idiots and whatever kind of, delusions that people tell themselves to be able to sleep at night. Anyway, the Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands represents how, and since that, a lot of you are not afraid to actually go out and do your own thing. A lot of you Aries are becoming much more adept in being okay, being by yourselves. A lot of you Aries have problems being by yourselves when you stand out so much, especially when young, especially between the ages of 40 and down. A lot of you tend to be very insecure about those things, right? Why do you stand out so much? Why is it that certain things just don't things don't work out for you as far as friendship is concerned? Why is it that it seems like you Aries are the odd people out? But there's a positive with this, because a lot of you Aries are learning how to not care about those things. And the Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands represents a lot of you are learning how to be yourselves and to not be so preoccupied with what other people got going on, because all they can do is be in your life and over criticize, right? Do too much of it, right? Instead of them ask you why you do the things that you do and find out a little bit more about you by asking some questions to you, like I said, they're so preoccupied with, trying to throw all of these type of ideologies and stereotypes on you that just sound stupid, if I'm being honest. The Page of Wands and the Ten of Wands represents, and it's also how people end up ruining a connection with you. It's, them going off, right, without even without even actually knowing you and knowing who you are. But they just have this delusion that, like, you're the weirdo, when that's neither here nor there. Doesn't necessarily mean that you Aries are weirdos. It just means that, you know, you Aries are just doing you, and those people can't necessarily deal with who you actually are. So a lot of people end up ruining relationships like that. And like it is, I said before, when it comes to um, like wealth, it's not always about the money. Sometimes it is about who you're connected to as well, who you know, who you can become connected to, the connections that you make over the course of a lifetime. But you know, you really have a lot of people who just, you know, they're really stupid. If I'm really being honest, they're really stupid. A lot of people doing a lot of dumb stuff, just acting like morons that really ruin relationships, and they just, I don't know, like they, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, they're just delusional or whatever, you know. And the Wheel of Fortune and the Eight of Pentacles, excuse me, Seven of Pentacles. The Wheel of Fortune and the Seven of Pentacles is about how, what would people even rock with you with, you know? What would people even relate to you about, you know? The people who spend so much time criticizing you in particular, what would they even spend their time talking to you, Aries, about? There's nothing that they would actually have in common with a lot of you Aries, even in the first place, you know. A lot of you Aries are in a place where, like I said, you want a happy family. You want to, you know, you already have family members, right, that you're genetically related to. But now a lot of you Aries want something real. What would a person who spends so much of their time trying to find reasons to not take you seriously, what would you Aries even talk to them about? There is nothing for you to talk to them about. The two of y'all are in two different places. They've got their own thing going on. They've got their own problems that they have to actually deal with themselves. Now, why that's the case in the first place, I'm watching all of these ships go by. But anyway, anyway, right, so cool. But anyway, and a lot of you Aries are challenging that idea, right? Like, why is it that the way you move is weird, right? What you want is so chastised. Why is it that you Aries wanting love is such a weird thing? The answer is it's not. It's just that they're the weirdos because they're delusional. You know, they're gonna be getting older than a mug in their 40s and their 50s and moving forward, and then they're gonna start to think, well, it's time for me to get my stuff together. Because that's usually what a lot of goofy individuals do, right? When they get to a certain age, oh, now it's time for me to get my stuff together. I've been joking around too much. Now it's time for me to get my stuff together now that I'm in my 90s. The Five of Swords and the Lovers now is about how it doesn't matter. A lot of you Aries are coming to the conclusion yourselves, mind you, that it doesn't matter if people reject you and they make it seem like they don't want to be with you or hang out with you. The Lovers represents, that's not the internal talk that you Aries have with yourselves. That's not the internal talk that you Aries actually have with yourselves. That's not what it's about. That's not how you refer to yourselves. You Aries actually know and understand that you have value. It's just that, again, time of games where people value wasting time and misusing people and extracting resources out of others like parasites that they are. And you Aries are just not playing the game like that. So when people talk to you like this, you Aries already know. A lot of you Aries are coming to this conclusion yourselves. Like, who are you? You know? Like I said, this is why I say way back at the beginning of the reading that it was about you Aries knowing who you are. Because, again, this requires you, that level of self-love requires you to know who you are. And you know the value that you bring to the table in the first place, because people will say all kinds of nonsense to you. But it's up to you to still be like, well, whatever, because who are they? Why do they have so much weight, right? And what I mean when I say that, I'm talking about why does the words have so much weight in how you perceive yourself? And a lot of you Aries are asking yourselves these questions, and you're realizing that, it is you. It is your own self-image at the end of the day. And the Knight of Wands is about how that's why you're going to not put up with that nonsense. You Aries understand that you can't listen to delusional people, because the only reason why they act like this in the first place, or the only reason more so specifically why it works, is because they have a kernel of the truth in it. They say things that could sound like they're true, but a lot of the times they be capping. So they'll say something to you Aries like, why is it, you know what I'm saying? Like they'll ignore you, or they'll keep the conversation very short. And then you Aries you'll do the work for them by coming up with scenarios in your head like, how come this person doesn't want to talk to me? How come this? But then when, like, especially if they have social media, right? And you have social media, and you get a chance to actually see the pictures that they take. They're crashing out, they doing a bunch of craziness, right? You get a chance to actually study them, observe them. I guarantee you it's not an actual substantial lifestyle. I guarantee you that there's something that they would trade if they had a chance to actually trade that. So a lot of you Aries can't be fooled. The Knight of Wands represents combating that ideology that you're worthless, because the Knight of Wands is a warrior. So the Knight of Wands is about keeping out or filtering the type of nonsense that other people tell you about how you trash and how you Aries are no good, and why y'all are worthless and all of this type of crap. So hold on a second. Let me see if there's anybody out there. Okay, yeah. I gotta wrap this up. But anyway, so let's clarify some of these. Let's clarify the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, Queen of Wands, Four of Cups, Five of Swords. Yeah. You Aries have heard everything that they can say. This, that, the third. What else do they got? I have been done called ugly so many times, butt head so many times, unattractive, waste my time. I done heard it all. Poor. Oh my gosh. How many times have people speculated my pockets? X, Y, Z. This, that, and the third. Listen. Let's put an end to this thing. The truth is, you don't know how much money somebody has in their pocket. No one can tell how much money a person has in their pocket. Show and prove. Because even billionaires that they say it's a net worth, and these websites that give you the net worth, they don't tell you, because millionaires and billionaires don't ever actually tell you what their net worth is. So those net worths are themselves too, even on the websites, are actually estimated. So no one truly understands how much money a person has in their pockets other than they come out and tell you. Everybody sitting up on the internet wants to act like they're super rich or have no flaws. Just listen. Stop trying to speculate. You know what I'm saying? It's truly tacky. It's odd behavior. It really is abnormal. Oh, I bet you don't have more money. You broke. This, that, and third. So, oh, okay. So everybody sitting up on the internet is rich now, huh? Oh, okay. You wanna see, huh? Who's wealthier than whom? Okay. All right. Okay. Indian chief. Okay. Okay. You win. Okay. The Queen of Wands and the Four of Cups is about how so this is the mentality that you Aries need to have. You know, play with the mentality, play with the delusion, you know. Understand that people who have this type of delusion of grandeur, they're warped in the first place, and that you separating yourself from them is a blessing.